Hello, you're listening to the Two Piece Podcast, where two very different people compare and contrast their top fives on a variety of topics. Today, Steph and I are going over our top 5 favorite things to do on a rainy day. Meanwhile, we're also going to learn about the history of the umbrella, which, by the way, did you know that the origins of the umbrella can be traced back over 4,000 years? It's true. Look it up. Actually, don't look it up, and just stick around for this episode, and we can talk about it together. All right, let's get going. Hello, everybody. We are here. This is the Two Piece Podcast. My name's Alex.
And my name is Steph.
There's your radio voice. My name is Steph. Steph in the morning. I'd listen to that radio show.
I don't know. I wouldn't be up that early.
No, you wouldn't. You'd be the night block.
I would be the night block.
Where you'd you could give advice, like Delilah. You could give advice to people.
Oh yeah, I would think I would enjoy that. That's when I think the most critical is at night.
Yeah, and that'd be so good because then people would spill their hearts out to you on this radio show. And you can go, just do this to fix it.
Yeah, I'm a deep thinker at night.
I guess we'll see.
I'm doing this show right now, so.
One show's enough,
One
right?
show at a time.
When you do a show with Alex Duquette, it's enough.
Yeah, one show at a time.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. We're going to get into what we're talking about, but just want to say really quick, if the audio sounds a little different, your ears aren't fooling you. It's okay. We're actually recording on location. We're recording at Steph's house today.
Yeah, by on location, he just means a different
just on location. So there's no equipment. We're just recording on an iPad. But I tried to set things up the best we could with the circumstances. So, but either way, so if you hear movements or breathing or anything like that,
we don't have fancy mics
we don't have any of that set up today. But
yeah, so yeah, just a normal iPad.
Yeah, normal iPad, but
like normal people.
Technology's come a long way, though.
Yeah.
So, Steph, what are we talking about this week?
Well, today our topic is a top 5 favorite things to do on a rainy day.
This is great because I have a very strong relationship with rainy days. Mm-hmm. I think you do too a little bit. Maybe not as strong as mine, but you love rainy days. You like rainy days too.
Yeah.
So
I do. I do.
This suggestion was brought to us by Morgan. So thank you, Morgan, for suggesting this topic.
Oh.
We appreciate you listening to the show and giving us a fun little topic. If you want your topic to be brought up on the show, just shoot us a message at the Two Piece Pod on any sort of social media platform. You can also do it on YouTube in the comments. Let us know. We'll give you a shout out. But before we do that, I do want to say this. Last episode, we talked about our favorite alien-related stories, and we did get a little bit of feedback.
Oh, I was hoping.
And, well, it's not like that, but this is an interesting thing still. Oh. But the feedback was from my mother. So, hi, Mom. She left a message on not Instagram, on Spotify, and she said she just wanted me to bring up if I remembered my Halloween costume when I was 11 or something. She made, so those costumes where it looks like you put on a costume and it looks like you're a guy riding a horse and your legs are the horse.
Yeah.
Well, she did that, but with an alien holding me, like he's taking me away. Mm-hmm. So basically, she made a paper mache alien head, and it looked like it was holding on to me, but I was the legs of the alien. So I'm being dragged around by an alien. Mom, if you have pictures of that, I would love to see those. I don't know if we have pictures.
I would love to see those. Please?
She was very creative.
I would love to see them, please.
Apparently, Steph would love to see them.
How did you not bring that up?
We've been together almost 4 years and you never brought this up to me.
How did you not tell me this ever?
I know, when you talk about aliens, it's the Stephanie show all of a sudden.
No, it's not the Stephanie show.
She loves her aliens. It's not
the Stephanie show.
I don't want to ruin her day and say,
That what, you dressed up as an alien?
Yeah, that would actually make your day better,
yeah,
wouldn't
it would. I mean, what are you talking
about? You said you wanted to share something before we got into our top 5 rainy days, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
What's that?
I think we both love rainy days, but have you ever been caught in the rain at the Grand Canyon?
No.
No.
Apparently you have.
I have.
We were at the Grand Canyon for the first time together not
Yes.
too long ago.
Yes. I went to the Grand Canyon one time before, and with my mom and my Nana and my great aunt and uncle, and we got caught in the rain. We were out at the Grand Canyon, and all of a sudden a storm came out of nowhere, and it just started pouring, and we all ran.
Ugh.
It was fun.
Well, that's good. I'm glad it's fun.
Yeah, it was fun because we all just started running like to where the cover was, but like everybody was running and stuff.
Well, and to be honest, what better place than the Grand Canyon?
It was beautiful. It was fine. It was one of those like summer storms, so it passed super fast, and it was
beautiful and wet.
It was fine.
Some things are both of those things. We didn't realize, at least I didn't realize when we were there, we were spending a lot of our time in the northern half of Arizona, that they have monsoon seasons.
Mm-hmm.
They call them monsoons, at least. It's just a bunch of rain. I had no idea about that. I thought, this is the desert. But northern Arizona is kind of a different place compared to southern Arizona, so.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
Yeah.
So did you know that? Let us know in the comments. Did you know that northern Arizona gets rain and snow? Because it does. I didn't know that. Right? It's just one of those things.
Yeah.
It's like you go to these states once in your life and you know one thing about it. Like the only thing I knew about Arizona was desert and Grand Canyon. That's all I knew.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But that's not what we're talking about today. We're talking about our favorite things to do
on a rainy day.
On a rainy day.
Yes.
I wonder if we're going to have some shared
probably
stuff. Well, I have one other thing to bring up that we're going to be kind of interweaving into the show today, which is we always like to incorporate a little bit of a history lesson or relearn something or tell a story. Today, we're going to be learning about the origin of umbrellas. Ooh, Steph didn't know this. This is news to her right now too. So
yeah, I didn't know what our research was going to be today.
So yeah, it's not like a super riveting story, but we're going to learn. But everything starts somewhere, so it will. We got to figure out where umbrellas come from.
Yeah.
So we'll do it. You go first. I was about to screw it up, but I wasn't going to screw it up.
I was waiting.
You go first.
I was waiting to see.
I know.
Okay. Are you ready for my number 5?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. My number 5 is when it's raining outside. All of these on a rainy day is fine, but ideally it's on like a stormy day. That's better than a rainy day.
But not severe, but just like it's stormy, right? I'm trying to get the picture painted here. Is it just like some light thunder and or is it more like you want it to be stormy?
No, I'd say like just regular storming is fine.
Okay.
Doesn't have to be severe.
Okay.
My number 5 then would be indoor crafts. So not outdoor crafts, but indoor crafts.
Don't you mainly do them indoors? I guess that's a good excuse to do them, though, right?
No, because I made the seashell wind chimes, and I did those outdoors. I did that outdoors, and I made my plant shelf, and I made that outdoors. And then I made the macrame stuff, but I sprayed that with starch spray, and I did that part outdoors.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry.
Yeah, you should be. So, I'm just kidding. No, it's fine.
She had to backtrack. No, I'm sorry.
No, but like indoor crafts. So, I don't know, just crafts that you could do while you're sitting by the window, looking at the rain hit the glass.
Yeah, it's nice.
But, I don't know, knitting or crocheting come to mind. Or, maybe, I don't know, I don't sew like super often, but maybe sewing would be a fun one.
Yeah.
Or like macrame stuff, but would be fun.
Now, when you say sew, you mean, is it by hand or do you use a machine ever?
I've used a machine before.
Okay. Because I know you do like patching up and stuff. And
yeah, but like I used to I say a couple, I guess it's more than a couple now. But several years ago, I guess when it was around the time I graduated high school, I was making like pillows. But it was like I made a cactus pillow and like some donut pillows out of like fleece. And I made them for like my family members and stuff. So it was just fun. I was like, I want to try. I made like a round, like a donut, like you would envision like a donut pillow. And I sewed it by hand, but I like put sprinkles on it and put like icing on it.
Oh, does it look like you want to eat it? Like the burrito blankets and stuff? Does it look like that?
Yeah, I have it in my closet.
I gotta see it.
And then I made a cactus pillow, and I took a big needle and I put white like string in it, and I poked it through so it looks like needles, you know. And then I made a couple of like eclair pillows, so they're like rectangle pillows, and I put like an extra piece of fabric at one end so it looks like jelly coming out, you know, and then icing on the top.
I like it. That's cute.
So I didn't use a pattern or anything. I just like made it up. So I had some fun doing that. But I made all those by hand.
This probably is not known online for people who just know Steph online, but she is very crafty and she's very good at it. It's one of her.
Oh, thank you.
I think it's one of her best skills. Thank you. She's so good. She has an eye for that stuff. She's gotten me more into being interested in doing crafty stuff just for fun. So
well, I have a lot of crafty hobbies because I start a lot of things and I love it, and then I get really good at it, and then I stop, and then I move to something else.
I have a very distinct memory.
I like to learn new things, so I think once I get, I know how to do it, and then it's not that I get bored, but I'm not learning it anymore, so then I'm ready to learn something new.
I get it, yeah. I just remember I have a very distinct memory of I was staying here. I think this is during an ice storm power outage. I was staying here for like a couple days. This was maybe 2 winters ago, maybe. It was right after I got injured. I was on the mend, but anyway, I remember I was laying right here in the room on the bed watching you do macrame.
Yeah.
And
oh yeah.
And like I swear I didn't sleep that long, but I just remember waking up from my nap and you're still just plugging away at it, and you made some progress. Yeah. Like, goodness, if I go to sleep again, is she going to be done the next time I wake up?
No, that sucker
you just
took
keep
me
on
forever.
Going and going and going. But I know it did take you forever. But
well, I've been working on crocheting that blanket for like 20 million years. Well, actually, it's taken
20 million years.
Well, it's taken me 7 years, but I took a couple like 3-year breaks in there.
I do want to say that 7 years with breaks versus 20 million years is a pretty
I know.
wide gap there.
I know.
Well, that is a good first thing to do in the rain, I'd say. Or not in the rain, but on a rainy day.
First thing to do in the rain.
First thing just means first thing to bring up. That's all.
Okay.
You have a guess what my number 5 is?
Sleep.
It's not a bad guess. My number 5 is to clean and organize.
Oh, in the rain?
Mm-hmm. Well, on a rainy day.
Mm-hmm.
Not in the rain. I'm not going to clean in the rain.
Well, that's what I mean, but you're in the house in the rain.
Yeah, so I was thinking about, like, one reason why I love rainy days so much is that I feel less obligated to get other things done that maybe could get done on a sunny day. Mm-hmm. So I feel like it's my golden opportunity to do different things. So cleaning is one of them. Mm-hmm. I clean more than when it just rains, folks. I don't keep like a nasty house till it rains and I clean again. But it gives me an excuse to do a lot of organizing and stuff, and those are usually the days that I do stuff like that.
Okay, yeah.
And I don't know, it's just nice to organize things, and it feels really good, and I'm thinking about it now. I'm thinking, God, I haven't organized in a while, and I need to organize. Like, that's what I'm thinking, and I can guarantee Steph was thinking about it too, whether she was going to say something or not.
Well, let me check the weather. When's it supposed to rain?
Yeah, I have no excuse, right? But yeah, I don't know. That's pretty much it. It's just a great excuse to get it done because you're not going to really go outside.
And there's no rain in the next week, so
guess you can't organize.
I guess you won't organize.
But that's just a great excuse to do it. And the reason why I say excuse is because I feel like if it's a nice sunny day outside, like say it's 85 outside.
It's like you feel like you need to be outside.
You need to be outside. I don't want to be inside cleaning because I can do that anytime.
Yeah.
You know, so there's not much else to say besides that, but is that something that you ever think about consciously with the cleaning stuff, or
no?
No, okay.
No, because I'll do that even when it's nice outside. If I need to clean, I'm not like saying.
I clean when it's nice outside too.
I knew you were gonna. I knew you were gonna take it that way. You didn't even let me finish before you got defensive.
You would have done the same thing. You would have done the same exact thing.
You didn't even let me finish before you got defensive.
You would have said,
and you
whatever.
Justified. No, that's not what I meant at all. It has nothing to do with you. This statement has nothing to do with you.
I'm already over it. You're still talking about it now. Get over it.
I don't like if I need to clean, I'm gonna clean. And like, yeah, maybe I'll be like, oh, I wish I had been outside, but like it's fine. There are more sunny days than there are rainy days, so like it's fine.
Yeah.
I'll clean and I won't feel too guilty over it. So,
Yeah.
no. So cleaning is not something that I'm like, oh, it's raining. I can't wait to organize or clean.
Right.
Like, it's fine.
Yeah.
Plus, you know what? I don't want to waste that's not something I wouldn't want to. See, I just said that. I don't want to waste a rainy day organizing. I want to do something enjoyable that's relaxing. Organizing starts relaxing for me, and then it starts relaxing because I start organizing and I feel good. And then I feel so good that I start feeling motivated to organize more things.
And then you burn yourself out.
And then I get too motivated.
Yeah.
And then I get too overwhelmed because I start thinking, ooh, I could get this done and organized, and this done and organized, and this done and organized.
Rookie mistake.
And then I have way too much on my list to do, and then I'm overwhelmed, and then it's midnight, and I have crap everywhere, and then it's a mess, right? So it's too much.
You got to compartmentalize.
I know. So, but that's why, like, no. That's no.
So that's why it's relaxing for me, because I set the goal. Like, I'm gonna organize the things in this closet today. Period.
Mm-hmm.
I can do the rest later, right?
Yeah, but I can't stop.
Because then I know you can't. I'm just saying, I can, thankfully. And once it's done, there's that satisfaction of two things. One, this is organized, and I maybe clean some crap out that I don't need anymore. And two, it feels good to be productive and still get something done.
Yeah.
But also, like, there's other things that relax me and I'd rather do on my rainy days. That's why it's my number 5. Right? It barely made that list.
Okay. Well, so, I think that's a good one for you.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
That was the fakest thanks I've ever heard.
Thanks. How are you?
Okay. So my number 4.
Good. Thank you for asking.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Are we back to the normal voice now?
That was some great comedic timing, whether you meant for it to be or not. That was awesome.
Thanks.
All right, we're good. Go ahead.
Okay. So my number 4, and you're gonna think I'm crazy for this one.
Oh, as if I already haven't thought you're crazy.
Right.
Okay.
Correct.
Bless your heart. That did it? I never know what's going to make her crack. That's hilarious.
Okay. Is, on a rainy day, is to go shopping.
That, I don't think that's crazy.
And you would think why? Because it's raining. You're going to get wet.
But you can kind of be out in it. And that's kind of fun.
Okay, so you don't think I'm crazy.
No, I don't. I love rainy days in general. So, no, I think that's fun, yeah.
I particularly like going to Target on a rainy day. But I like going to Target every day, but particularly on a rainy day.
Right.
I don't know why. Something special about hearing it hit the roof of Target.
If there's a Target with a chance of precipitation, I am there. That's Steph. She'll be there. If it's 50% or higher, she's going to be in there.
I was like, you will? And then you didn't say it.
No, I'm talking as if I were you.
You didn't say it in my voice, so I didn't realize.
I don't like that.
I didn't realize you were.
If it was raining in a Target, I'm going to go in there.
Oh, that sounds just like me. Okay, so actually, though, the statement is, my number 4, is to go shopping and then come home and take a warm shower and then put comfy clothes on.
Once again, you feel like you can do that even if it's like 4 p.m., right? Because it doesn't matter because it's raining outside. So get cozied up and stuff. That's great. Yeah. So that's part of your shopping experience.
Yeah. So like to go shopping, because you get kind of wet, like going in and out of, even if you don't go 2 million places, like if you went to Target and maybe you went to one other place or whatever, and then you're kind of like wet and it's a little chilly and like your feet kind of got wet and like your ankles or whatever, and like you're a little chilly, and you get home and you put your stuff away. Like if you went grocery shopping, you put your groceries away or whatever, and then you can like take a warm shower and you just put like some sweatpants on or whatever and get a blanket and you just get warm and cozy and be comfortable, and then
I like it.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't necessarily like going out when it's raining necessarily, but I guess sometimes if I'm out already doing something and then you're kind of caught in the rain, for some reason I kind of like being out. If it's daytime, I like it.
Yeah, I don't like it at night.
No, it has to be daytime.
I can't see that. I can't see.
Listen, folks.
If it's nighttime and raining, you might as well just.
I won't ever forget
sleep in the car.
Steph and I were driving somewhere at night, pitch black outside. This is old. This was like 4 months ago. It wasn't even that long ago. And I remember we were just on a highway.
I didn't have my glasses on.
We were just on a highway, just a,
I wasn't driving.
And she wasn't driving, but listen, there was like 3 trucks with blaring headlights that passed us all at the same time.
Well, they have like the really bright LED lights.
But listen,
okay,
all they did was pass us, just going the other direction, and it was like, phew, phew, phew. And then Steph was like, "How did you see any of that?" So what you said, or
I said, "How did you see anything?"
Yeah, like how did you see anything? It's like, I mean, you just kind of go for it.
But then you asked me, what would have you done then?
Yeah, what would you have done? And like, you got to keep driving.
I was like, I would have just hoped that I had stayed on the road. Like, I don't...
Don't get me wrong, it's bright for me too, but...
I still don't think you saw anything. Like, you don't see anything but the blinding lights, and you just keep going straight, and you're like, well, I hope I stay on the road.
Yeah, but the way you said it was like you were just... All you saw was a bright
well, that's all you see.
Flash of white.
That's all you see, and you're like, well, okay.
I know that I'm in the right
Here
lane,
I go.
and I see they're on my left, and... Phew, phew, phew. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't see the big glowy things like a lot of people do with their night vision.
Okay. Well, anyway, I don't know. But especially if it's raining, then that's it. Even if you put glasses on, it's...
Ever since that moment, every time it's night, I'm like, Steph, you want me to drive?
He doesn't trust me.
Like, I'll drive if you want.
Look, I can wear my glasses and drive at night, and I'm fine.
Well, luckily, she's okay if I drive, so usually I'll drive.
Yo, you sure do let me drive home by myself at night from your house. Don't you?
Well, I mean, that you don't have to go. But we've had that conversation too. So, like, you don't have to leave. You choose to leave. My number 4 favorite thing to do on a rainy day is not going to a Target.
Okay. That's your number 4 is
it's not going to a Target. Yes, that's all 5 of mine. No, mine is this kind of interweaves with other numbers on my list, but I wanted to give it its own spot because it's that important to me, which is listening to relaxing music that suits the rainy day. Now, I do this quite often. Now, I do a lot of things that I won't really mention right now because they're going to be on my list.
Okay.
But like I'll get some like work done, some creative work. I'll do some chores. I'll obviously clean and organize. But during these things, I will listen to music, different playlists. Sometimes it's just relaxing. Sometimes it's like literal, like I'll play on like bossa nova. Just fun, or like some sort of like kind of jazz. I'll do that. I do a lot of different kinds of music when it's raining outside because I feel like that relaxing stuff fits. And when I'm in a mood, I like to really be in that mood. And
You're
feel
always in a mood.
Thank you. But when I'm in that mood, I want to feel it, Yeah. And I want to relish in it. So, and I know, Steph, I do like to relish in all moods that I have.
Yeah.
But that's one of them, like the relaxing one. And so that's a big one. So for other things that I'm going to mention on this list, literally, well, 2 of them, not all 3, but the next 2 out of these 3 this will interweave with it. But yeah, I listen to music, and they do have playlists too on YouTube that are kind of tailored towards a rainy day. I'm sure a lot of people on YouTube already know this, but I'm telling this to Steph because I know she probably doesn't know that.
No.
But they have playlists it can be video game music too, or other kinds of tracks that are kind of meant to like music to listen to on a rainy day. Like that's what it's called. And then you can listen to it. And I do that stuff.
Do you? See, I like to hear the rain, though.
Oh, I do, though. It's quiet. I don't blast it. Because that's the ideal rainy day, right? It's like you can hear it pitter-pattering on your window. And I like that sort of stuff. So I could hear that too, and the music.
That's a lot of noise at one time.
No such thing as too much noise.
That's a lot of noise at one time.
No, no such thing as too much noise. But anyway, that's my That's my number 4. I'm going to continue talking to you for a moment, though.
Okay.
Because I want to talk to you about umbrellas.
Okay. Surprise, surprise.
Surprise, surprise.
You're
Here's
gonna
Alex.
Continue talking.
Talking about umbrellas. Okay. We're going to start with some trivia stuff. This goes to you listening as well.
Oh, I was going to say, is it for me to answer? Because I'm bad at trivia.
I know. Here we go. I know you are. Stephanie's very smart, but she's not good at trivia.
Well, you know what, though?
What?
Casey and I, when we were in class together.
Yes.
In college, we used to play that. Do you remember that game Trivia Crack?
Oh, I love trivia. We talked about this.
Yeah, we used to
when
play.
We were in Colorado.
Yeah, we used to play that game together, but we were supposed to be listening in thermodynamics.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Dr. Davila. And
because they're listening.
No, he doesn't care. He doesn't listen to this. And we were supposed to be paying attention, but we wouldn't. We would just play Trivia Crack.
That is awesome. Because actually, I remember talking about that with you because I played Trivia Crack as well. And I remember this was my claim to fame because Trivia Crack would tell you what percentile you were in whatever topic. Because you could pick any topic you wanted. If you want to do trivia about paper clips, you could do it. Right?
See, I don't remember that. I remember you had to spin the wheel and there was only certain topics you could do it on.
Am I mixing that up with another trivia app? I might be.
You're
right. I was mixing it up with a different trivia app. There was another one. Trivia Cracker's one where there's like 5 or 6 topics.
Yeah, because you spin the wheel and like each one was a little character.
Never mind. Then I'm not going to tell my story because it's not relevant now. But Trivia Crack was a super fun app too, and I was really good at that too. Because I'm not smart, but I'm good at trivia.
Yeah, you are. You're smart.
That's what makes Steph and I work. So,
you're
Steph,
smart.
Here's your first trivia question, and thank you. How many years ago? I'm just going to ask how many years ago. And you just round the number. Was the kind of the first umbrella said to be conceived? If you were to guess.
Conceived?
Would you say a few hundred years ago? More, less? When do they start seeing umbrellas popping up?
Okay. All right. So there were umbrellas during the time of Downton Abbey.
Mm-hmm.
So that was in the 1800s.
Okay. Now, that's a show. Maybe they weren't historically accurate.
They were.
The confidence.
I'd say, but I feel like cave,
I just need a number, Steph. How many years ago?
200.
200 years ago?
Yeah.
Okay. Final answer. Some iteration of the umbrella has existed for over 4,000 years. 4,000 years. This surprised me too, which is why I
feel like you could use rocks. Does that count as an umbrella? Because if so, then cave people would have used umbrellas.
I mean some sort of device which you would hold to protect you from the elements.
We could hold a rock up.
I think you know what I mean. That's not what that was. So, let's go on.
Well, 4,000 years, yeah, it had to have been.
Okay, let's just go through history for a second here. So, I will say this, about 4,000 years ago, but it wasn't until the last 150 years where they've become kind of commonplace for everyone. Mm-hmm. That's when kind of the average Joe started to use it. We'll go into that too.
How many years ago? In the last couple
hundred years. I said 150.
About 200. Huh.
Yeah. Huh. Well, that's when they were commonplace. Umbrellas have existed for much longer.
Well, that was close.
Well, let's move on.
I mean,
you were close. Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I will say though that of course the umbrellas have, based on my research, the people who use them, right? How it's been viewed has been changed over the years. Mm-hmm. So for a while, it was considered high class to have an umbrella.
Well, yeah, because the fancy people would walk around and just hold it,
right?
To be fancy.
And then in certain parts of the world, umbrellas were considered feminine, so men wouldn't use them, and women would. It was considered a feminine product, not for anybody, which is silly because it's an umbrella. It's meant to. You know what I mean?
Well, it was supposed to keep you from the sun because you're supposed to be dainty and not have sun get on your skin.
Keeping you from the sun is a parasol, which is a whole nother conversation.
Well, that's a kind of umbrella.
Actually, parasols they're two separate things, according to my research.
Oh.
I never heard of the word parasol until this research. It's the only reason why I'm even bringing this up, so I'm not going to act like I already knew it. I didn't know it. But during these early days... Actually, I think that's about all I'm going to say right now, and I'll get back into it in a minute.
Okay.
But obviously, over the years, the materials have changed as well. So these days, they're made out of what they're made out of, but that has all changed. Mm-hmm. So I will start at the very beginnings, and then we'll go back in a few turns. So it was first discovered in historical Mesopotamia region in Western Asia. That's when historians have first found the original iterations of the umbrella. it was more of a parasol because its goal was to protect from the sun, not to protect from rain. Right. The parasol emerged as a way to keep protected from sunlight and heat. Originally, it was made of palm trees, papyrus, and peacock feathers.
Oh.
Which sounds kind of pretty.
Yeah.
It was also very heavy, though.
Oh.
But anyway, they were exclusively reserved for the upper class in ancient Egypt and like Mesopotamian region in general. Original parasols were heavy, like I said. It was common for slaves to carry them for their leaders. So it would, because they were like, it was like a two-hand sort of situation, you know, they'd be coming through on their device that they're coming through on, whatever they're riding, like a horse, and then they have people holding the parasols up to keep the quote-unquote more important people from getting in the sun, right? Let's see here. I got some notes here. Parasols around the same time were also present in kind of, I guess this isn't quite the same time period, but medieval China. So it was early days of China. It was also found there. In fact, some accounts say it was found there first. There's different accounts, but that's why I brought up both. Those were made out of bamboo sticks and covered with leaves and feathers. So it's kind of a similar concept in a lot of ways. But that's how it started. Quite a different way to where it started now. But when we get back into this, we're going to talk about when the umbrella and parasol shift happened. Okay. And then there was two products, one to keep you from the rain and one to keep you from the sun and the heat and stuff. So I didn't realize that it went back that far. I had no idea that they went back that far. But
well, I want to know what was happening 4,000 years ago.
I already told you.
That was 4,000 years ago?
That's what it's saying.
Oh, wow. Wow, okay.
So it's a long time ago.
That is a long time ago.
But, you know, things have been here for a very long time.
I know they have. Okay, I didn't know that was like 4,000 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Time has moved pretty quickly.
Yeah. Wow.
But we'll go back to this. So, Steph, what's your number 3?
Well, I think you're gonna like my answer.
Oh boy, I'm on the edge of my seat.
My number 3 for my favorite thing to do on a rainy day is to take a nap.
Oh yeah, that's music to my ears.
But specifically to take a nap on the couch.
Still music to my ears. Couch napping is cool.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it.
That's a short one. I just want to share this with you so we can relish in this together. My number 3
is also nap.
Is nap.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Have we ever shared an answer on the same number?
Yeah.
Have we?
Yes.
I know we've shared answers.
Yes, we have shared the same answer on the same number.
I think you're saying that confidently and you don't really know.
Yes, I do really know. We've done that before.
Okay, well, I'd like for you to find where.
Okay, well, I will listen to our 48
48, I think.
48 other episodes and...
Yeah, report back to me.
Locate where that is.
So we have mega fans. Someone's gonna find and tell us. Let us know in the comments if we've ever matched before.
Please. We have... Not often, but we have before.
We have had quite a few matches in general.
But the same number is more rare, but we have before, though.
So napping.
Yeah. I know you have your techniques about napping.
I'm not going to go into that on the podcast. You were about to share that.
I know you were.
No, I wasn't. I was just going to talk about how much I love napping.
Oh,
because I do love napping.
Well, go ahead.
On rainy days, because at first I thought sometimes if you wake up and it's storming outside, you kind of want to stay in bed. I still get up out of bed because I want to get stuff done. Mm-hmm. But I do really prioritize that nap, and sometimes if it's raining, I nap longer. No, I should say this, everybody listening. Usually my naps are about 10 to 15 minutes.
Here we go. You said you weren't going to go into it.
No, that's all I'm going to say. My naps are usually 10 to 15 minutes, like a little power nap. But when it's raining, I'll go for like a 30. I'm
really?
going 30 whole minutes. Yeah.
Oh, I'll go 2 whole hours.
I know, it's terrible, but... You're going to wake up not knowing where you're at, but we're not getting into this conversation right now.
I love it because you can hear the rain and you can just sit there and you can just nap. And it's like you don't feel as guilty because I guess because you can't go outside.
See, what is it about that lack of guilt?
You just don't feel as guilty about it.
It's nice.
It's just more relaxing, I think.
It is.
Yeah.
If it's raining, and it's a slow day for you at the house, right? Do you like look forward to the nap? Like, do you know it's coming? Or is it more just like, okay, so this is the part where I'm just crazy. Because it'll be 9 a.m. I've been drinking coffee and enjoying my morning, and I'm like, I cannot wait to nap at 2 p.m.
No, I don't have my nap planned out. I don't nap at specific times
I'm
like
so
you do.
weird. Am I weird or are you weird? Don't answer that. I have it planned out every day. I know what time I'm going to nap every day.
Yeah.
Roughly, within the window.
I know you do. Could you get a little grouchy even if you don't have a nap during a specific time?
That's less true.
No, it's not.
It's more, I do get tired.
You get a little grouchy, but then you get over it within an hour, though. You get over your...
Even if I don't nap, it's fine. I get over it.
You get over it within an hour, though. That's what I'm saying. You get a little grouchy, and then within an hour of missing the nap, you get over it.
It's no different than hangry, folks. I don't get I don't start to just complain about the universe and my existence.
You just get a little tiny bit grouchy.
I felt like I did offend myself there.
That's all I'm saying.
I'm an
Because you
old
don't
man.
nap.
I'm an old man. I love my applesauce and my raisins.
And then you apologize. You're like, sorry, I didn't nap today.
It's like the equivalent of other people getting angry. Like, sorry, I haven't eaten much today. You know.
Anyway.
So I guess, should we just pass along to your number 2 then, I guess? Yeah.
Okay, my number 2 is reading.
That sounds like a good combination.
Well, usually I like to read. Like, normally I don't really read during the day. Usually I read at nighttime. So, like, I read...
It makes me sleepy if I do that.
You know what? Reading doesn't usually make me tired. Sometimes it makes me feel more relaxed, and then that, can lead me to fall asleep easier, but it doesn't usually make me tired, unless whatever I'm reading is boring, and then it makes me tired. But if I'm just reading for enjoyment, it just more so, like, makes me feel a little bit more relaxed. But, I usually read at night. If I read at night. Like, maybe I'm getting in bed and I have a book that I'm reading, and I'll read before I go to sleep. But when it's raining, it's nice to just take some time during the day to read.
Yeah.
And, like, maybe you sit on your bed, or maybe you sit on the couch and it's rainy outside, or you could sit by the window where you can hear the rain hitting the window, and you can just read some of your book. And it's kind of gloomy and dark outside, so you don't feel weird, like it's sunny, and why are you sitting in the house or reading a book?
No, it's a perfect time to do it.
Wasting your time. It's like, it's kind of gloomy and dark, and you can sit and read your book, and it's...
In my opinion,
nice.
here are the 2 prime times to read. If you could always pick the weather outside, it's daytime and it's raining, or nighttime and it's snowing. For me, and you're like cozied up reading a book. For me, those are the 2 best times, and I've done both numerous times, and it's by far my 2 favorite times to read.
If it's nighttime and snowing, I can't look away. Like, I have to just stand at the window and watch. I can't do anything else.
Well, especially because you don't see it all the time, so when you do...
I guess that's why.
You know, I do that now too, because I'm not, I don't get to see that much anymore. But it's nice, like, if you have your, like, window open. I've done that a couple times, yeah. Just window's open, the snow's going outside, and there's a light on outside so you can see the snow falling. And then you're just reading a book and you feel warm. Oh, I cannot. Winter's coming, folks. I can't wait. It's my favorite time of the year. Love it.
So what's your number 2?
My number 2. My number 2 is my version of relaxing, which I've learned kind of recently that you don't find this relaxing. You like it, but you don't find it relaxing, which is playing video games. And it's so funny because for me, no matter what the game is, intense or not intense, for me it's a way to unwind, right? But anyway, playing games. I usually... Tears of the Kingdom is an exception because that game stole my heart for like 200 hours, and I played it during the day. But usually when I play games, Steph knows, is I'll play them at night before bed as my unwinding process a lot of the time. I don't usually play during the day because I feel like I shouldn't. It's a restriction I put on myself. I feel like I need to be working on something and not playing a game, right? It's just something I do. Even on weekends, I'm not doing it during the day. I'm doing it at night. However, when it's raining outside, because of the less guilt thing, I don't feel guilty playing a game. It's raining outside. What else am I going to do? So sometimes I'll play games when it's raining outside. And it's my number 2 just because I love playing games so much.
Yeah.
So that's why it got that high on my list. But it's fun. Sometimes I'll play games when it's raining too that are kind of themed to fit. Yeah. So like Animal Crossing is great to play in the rain, right? Relaxing kind of games. I also used to play a lot of Stardew Valley a lot in the rain.
Yeah.
I'm sure you know both those games, so you understand. So it's just fun. It puts you. I like to sit in that mood and really be in it. So it'll be raining in the game and raining in real life, and it's just fun.
Yeah.
Those are the little things I like to do.
Aw. Yeah, I think that's a fun thing to do in the rain. Like, or like when it's raining outside.
Because other people's answers would be snuggle up and watch a movie or have a marathon. It's really no different than that. It's just my version of it. It's just, a more interactive movie.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk more about umbrellas.
Okay.
We're going to move on here. So we talked about the early days. They were made of leaves and feathers and bamboo sticks. But eventually, umbrellas kind of became more sophisticated in how they were built and also became more popular. And they kind of spread across more parts of kind of that side of the world. In the 16th century, oil and wax covers replaced the current status quo on parasols. So it's oil and wax covers, allowing better protection against bad weather and rain.
Okay.
So this, in the 16th century, is where the split happened. Now there was going to be kind of parasols that were made of lighter material. Probably at that point, I'm assuming it might have been still leaves and such and feathers to keep you from the sun. But then the oil and wax cover versions kind of became what we know now as umbrellas, right? In the 17th century, shoot forward another 100 years, the umbrella popularity spread into Western countries, specifically Italy, France, and Britain. It was really getting kind of bigger there. At first, it was only considered feminine, like we already talked about. That was interesting to me, but it kind of makes sense from what you explained too. Like, you're dainty and you want to keep out of the sun and all that stuff, right? Like I think especially at the time period, I understand, I guess, why.
Well, also, I guess it was fashionable in some cultures, to have like paler skin, to protect from the sun.
Now, English men, so sorry, I just got a message in it. I'm looking at my phone today. English men progressively adopted it through the 18th century, with Jonas Hanway leading the way for the era of umbrellas for men. Okay, this is in London specifically, that area. Jonas Hanway, by the way, is an interesting character that I want to learn more about sometime. An interesting historical figure. I have a little bit about him. So he was a British philanthropist and traveler. Accounts have it that he was the first male Londoner to publicly carry an umbrella, and accounts also have it that he would fight hecklers who gave him crap, basically, for using an umbrella, among other things. Oh. So he would what's wrong with me using an umbrella? I can use it too, right? That's, but apparently he would get in fights about it and stuff.
Oh, that's funny.
So, but he also, this is London, okay? 18th century London. A big thing about him was he was opposed to drinking tea. I don't like tea, don't want to do tea. Oh. And that was a big deal too, apparently.
Oh, that's interesting.
So this Jonas Hanway, people, look him up because he's got an interesting story.
That's
I know. But anyway, you can thank him for, this is for the men listening, you can thank him for us being allowed to use umbrellas too, and it's okay. Now, still during this time, though, they were mainly more popular with higher class people. Mm-hmm. And part of it was because of the materials that the umbrellas were being made out of at the time. So, let's see here. It became a fashion accessory. You already said that, Steph. During the period of the French Revolution, craftsmen focused their work on the handles to make works of art through refining and sculpting the canes with prestigious materials like ebony. So it was very expensive to have, which kind of would make sense as to why it's more of a high class item. Of course, time continued to go on, and eventually, everybody and their grandmother could have an umbrella, right? Now, you may be wondering when the pocket umbrella or the foldable umbrella like we use today, when did that start happening? Yeah. Because at this time, these things were just, you grab it and you go.
Yeah.
There's very little historical evidence, but there's a little bit apparently of some archaic iterations of this years prior to what I'm talking about, but I'm not really going to go into that. But just know that I guess it's possible that something like that has been attempted to be made before this. But nothing was patented or anything like that, and never took off. But for all intents and purposes, the pocket or foldable umbrella was born in the 20th century, which is much later than what I actually kind of thought. And that's thanks to Hans Haupt, Haupt, maybe the P silent, Hans Haupt, I'm not sure. But it was only in 1969 that Bradford Phillips obtained the first official patent for the foldable umbrella.
Oh.
It was that long. So they were used prior, I guess, but it wasn't patented then, I guess, actually commercially distributed. Foldable, right? You can get umbrellas in other ways prior. But
wow.
It wasn't until 1969, which is kind of wild to think about.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, the reason...
Yeah, that's interesting.
Now, going back to Hans Haupt, I believe it was him. This is something I don't have in my notes, but I just remember researching. The reason why he made a pocket, or made kind of the first invention of a pocket umbrella, was because he was injured during the war at that time, and he needed a cane. And he didn't like, on rainy days, having to carry a cane and an umbrella. It was really difficult. So it was actually just a way for him to be able to get around easier. So if he didn't need it at the time, he could just keep it in his pocket. You know what I mean? Instead of having to have both carry around this and that. So it was all just because he was, had a slight disability with his walking. And inventions always come from...
Necessity,
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, just
how cool.
Cute little thing. Yeah.
I didn't know any of that.
Yeah. So now we know a little bit more about umbrellas. 4,000 years ago.
Yeah. Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Steph.
Thank you for that lesson.
You're welcome. That's one of my favorite parts about the show, is just the learning part. I was trying to find a better story. I like to put them in story format, but I couldn't find anything about umbrellas and rain in general. I didn't want to look up 10 interesting facts about rain. I didn't want to do anything like that. So, all right, what's your number one most favorite thing to do when it's raining outside?
Did you want to guess or anything?
Am I gonna know?
I don't know. Are you interested? If you don't want to guess, you don't have to guess.
Well, of course I'm interested. I don't know if I know it. I'm gonna say no, because you do that anyway. Well, maybe it's still fun though. I don't know. I was gonna say you could you'd snuggle up and you watch movies or shows, but you do that anyway to unwind. So I don't think that's it. Is that what it is?
What's your guess for my number one? You have to give a final guess.
I'm going to say bake. I'm changing it to bake.
Oh, okay.
You'll just get this wild hair and you want to bake something.
Oh, okay. All right. So that's your guess for my number one?
No, I lied. I'm going to go back to this watching movies and shows. Snuggled up in a blanket. That's my final answer.
Okay, well, that's the correct answer.
Yeah, I figured. Okay.
Okay, my number one favorite thing to do on a rainy day is I put binge a movie / TV show with a blanket.
Nice.
So that was exactly my number one.
It's like I know you.
Yeah. So I do that. I mean, sometimes I do it anyway, but I mean, like, really binge it. Like, if it's a rainy day, like, I'll sit there all day with a blanket.
Yeah.
But I won't feel as bad about it because it's a rainy day.
Right.
So anyway, it just feels nice because you're in comfy clothes and you have a blanket and you hear the rain and the little bit of thunder. And It's just...
Yeah, I like it.
Then you order a pizza. And then have the pizza delivered. And yum.
No guilt. It's raining outside. No guilt. That's the best part. You don't feel bad about binging.
Yeah.
The pizza or the show.
I know. I know.
Once again, for me, it's the same way just with the games. No, I think it's really great. I don't binge shows, but that's not because I'm better. It's just because I'd rather play a video game. Yeah. So I totally respect it.
Yeah.
My number one.
Yeah.
Take a guess what mine is. My favorite thing to do.
See, I don't know if I know it either, though. Because I think the video game would be number one.
This is something that I don't do for the entire day, but it's something I'll do for a short period of time, maybe a couple hours, but it's by far my favorite thing to do, especially when it's raining.
I feel like reading is your number one.
Final answer.
Mm-hmm.
That is incorrect.
Aww.
I do like reading, though, but not necessarily in the rain more than anything else, I guess. But for me, it is two things, kind of. Writing music or just kind of being creative in general. I do that stuff a lot of the time, but on a rainy day, the creative part especially, I don't write music every day, but when it's raining outside or it's overcast, that's the best time to write.
You
and
just
I
feel
love
a little bit more creative.
And it's the first thing I do in the morning. And I'll get my coffee and I'll sit down and I'll write, and I can hear the rain hitting the window, and it just it puts you understand, as anyone who's creative, it just puts you in this state that just it's unmatched compared to just other kinds of weather outside. There's just something about it.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. It's something about that cloudy, rainy weather. Just it really induces creativity for me. And also be creative. Sometimes I'm currently working on a script for a video that I will not announce right now because it's a surprise. But I'm working on an actual fully scripted video, and writing a script is different for me. So doing that, I've been working on it for a while, but I remember late last year it was a rainy day, and I remember I just remember having that feeling too, like this is a different kind of creative outlet, but it's still just it helps. I don't know, just something about it. Just you feel so good doing it. So don't have much else to say, but yeah, being creative and writing and composing music.
Yeah,
love doing it on a rainy day.
Aw, that's a good number one.
Thank you. I like your number one too.
Thank you.
That's it.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys next time.
Oh, we got to pick the topic.
We got to pick the topic, of course. That was fun. We learned about umbrellas. We talked about the rainy, what we like to do on a rainy day. Mm-hmm. Man, love it. Steph, I'm going to get the random topic ready. I have to do something on my phone for that. In the meantime, can you tell people where they can follow us and what else maybe they can do? Absolutely.
So what else they could do? I guess you can follow us at the 2Piece Pod, at Instagram, and also Facebook, and also TikTok, and also YouTube. But not so much Twitter anymore.
Yeah, forget about that.
And please, you can comment on any of our posts, really, or DM us, or whatever you want to do, really. We look at everything. And tell us you can give us your top fives for our topic that we just talked about. Or you can give us suggestions, too, for future topics that you want us to cover. And we give you a shout out when we cover that topic, too.
If we'll always give you a shout out.
Yep. And also, when you listen, if you could please give us a rating, that would be awesome. Whether it's a 5-star or a 1-star, which hopefully it's not a 1-star, but just feedback is always good.
Feedback's always good. Absolutely. So please let us know. Continue the conversation. She already said everything that I would have said. So, Steph, you ready for the drum roll?
Yeah.
Here we go.
I'm not going to be as good without a mic.
This is going to be different with the setup. We'll see.
Okay.
Top 5 international destinations we'd like to visit.
Ooh.
And we both know who suggested this one, but we won't shout their name out until next episode.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm excited to talk about this one. Thank you for listening to the 2Piece Podcast.
Thank you.
I guess we're going to see you next time.
See you next time.
Probably back in the studio again, if I were to guess.
Yeah, I'm sure.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see. We might like it in here more.
Maybe.
All right, we'll see you guys later.
Bye.